Hello, Western Oregon sports fans, and welcome to this edition of Wolves Weekly. Joining me today, we have head men's baseball coach Jeremiah Robbins. Jeremiah, here you put some miles in on the road this last couple weeks since we've been able to talk to you.
Yeah, we definitely have. Went down to San Diego and then traveled back up and had a kind of a pit stop, I guess, if you would say, in Carson, California, and played 4 games with Cal State Dominguez Hills. So we definitely logged some miles here early in our season.
Talking about that trip, it ended up being from the eyes of a lot of people, a very successul trip.
Yeah, you know, we kind of knew going into it, when you schedule some of the top teams in the nation, you got your work cut out for us. And, you know, we looked to go down to represent our university well, and I really believe we did that. Obviously, we'd like to come back with a little bit different record, but it is what it is. We had some great experiences playing, obviously, the #1 team in San Diego, and then Cal State Dominguez Hills is right there with UC San Diego. Very impressed with both of those clubs. And, you know, that's why we schedule them. We definitely have a lot of work to do, but we got to see what we're going to be made of early in our season.
Do you like coming out of the gate and playing such tough competition? Would you prefer to play these teams after, we'll say, week 3?
You know, for me, the only time you're going to get the top teams on your schedule is the first part of the season, as you can see with Chico State coming up in early March. So you just got to prepare for that. I think it prepares our kids better to go out and play the tough teams right out of the chute, and you know, then you go fight through your conference and see where you end. So it's definitely beneficial for our program to play these good teams early.
It feels like it's forever ago, but talk to me a little bit about this UC San Diego series, who is the #1 team in the country coming in.
Yeah, you know, San Diego is very good, and you cannot make mistakes against them. And you know, I was a little bit disappointed with the way we were throwing the ball around the park a little bit, and I think we made 12 or 13 errors in a 4-game series. And you know, as you look back, and I'm not a big numbers guy, but there's some glaring numbers that kind of took us, you know, away from winning another game and maybe possibly splitting that series against a very quality club. We left a lot of runners on base. We hit a lot of guys, and you know, I think our kids were a little bit nervous that opening series, and you know, when you're nervous against a very good team, you're gonna be in for it. So. You know, I like the way we started the series, and obviously at the end of it, winning that last game against San Diego was a huge win for us. We could not go down there and get swept. They scrapped and clawed and found a way to win that final game and came out of it at 1-3, but still some quality experiences for our kids.
Well, the same thing happened in the UC San Diego game as happened in the Cal State Dominguez Hills series, I thought. You kind of put your backs against the wall, but at the same time, your guys responded, knowing what they needed to do to get wins. You guys lost that first 2 games against Dominguez Hills, second one kind of being a heartbreaker there, but you knew you needed to basically split that series with them, came back and won both sets of the doubleheader on last Friday. Yeah,
that doubleheader on Friday, you know, I've been around this program for a bit now, and for us to come out and sweep that doubleheader and to split the series by doing that was very impressive. That night, on Thursday night, when they hit the walk-off home run, and you know, they had all the momentum in their dugout going into that, obviously at their place, and you know, our kids knew we had to come out of there with 2 wins, and they put it to the grind, and I was very impressed. You know, we still, once again, we're snake bit a little bit about leaving runners on base and hitting batters, but it's early in the year, you know that's going to happen. But they refused to lose to a team that had all the momentum that they needed. And our guys just stuck with the plan, hung in there, and found a way to get 2 very quality wins.
And to me, it kind of coincided with you guys getting a lineup in there. You guys kind of set your lineup on that second game in the Dominguez Hill series, and it seemed like you guys really took off. You guys were able to put up a couple more runs on the board, a couple runs early in order to help your pitchers get a little confidence behind them that way. Talk to me about some of the adjustments maybe made in your lineup and some of the individuals that really stepped forward in those games.
Yeah, you know, as we go and we do our recruiting, obviously we'll go recruit the best guys that fit our program, and I think we're really blessed with being 2 deep at a lot of different positions out there. And, you know, I've kind of ran 3 different left fielders. We got a freshman that's doing very well in Tim Roush, and then in right field, you know, A.J. Royal, we're getting him redialed. I tell you, the kid, as soon as it clicks for him, he's going to be a special talent for us. And Bo Fokinga, what a phenomenal 3 games he did for us and picked us up big time and was a spark in the dugout. And I think he went 8 for 11 in those 3 games and just did a phenomenal job for us. And, you know, things, you know, for us, when you're playing quality teams, you know, it takes a bit to click. But, you know, the guys stuck with it. you know, and whoever we put out there, we know they're going to give us 100% effort, and that's all we ask. I think the results, as you look down the road, will take care of themselves for these kids. I'm really impressed about how deep we are, though, and I'm excited about that and moving forward, and obviously looking to get a set lineup. That'll happen in due time.
And as you talk about depth, I really see a lot of depth on your pitching staff. Not so much just in your rotation, but we're seeing some very quality arms come out of your bullpen, too, on a regular basis.
Very impressed with our bullpen. And the one kid that only threw an inning, Travis Bradshaw, who was projected to throw some down at UC San Diego, got hit in the head with a fly ball and was shut down on the Saturday doubleheader, so he didn't get an opportunity to throw on Saturday. This kid's got a chance to be really special, as well as, you know, Kirk Lind. He'll be our closer. He bounced back phenomenally on Friday. Gavin Height did a great job. Brad Carter. I mean, there's those guys coming out of the pen are polished and ready to go out and seal the deal for us.
And you are still getting some quality starts out of it. Mike Ward, kind of he is the senior on your pitching staff right now, came out and really battled against Dominguez Hills and gave you guys a chance to win. Always got to be positive when you see that from your returning pitcher. Yeah,
Mike is the anchor of that pitching staff, and we'll move him around to different spots when we throw him. But he is Mike Ward. He's the same kid that has been here for 5 years. He's consistent. He never has any highs or lows. He just goes out there and competes 100%. So I'm very excited for his senior season, as well as the other three guys that threw this, you know, during the series. You know, Cam Nobles. He kind of got, you know, that last game against Dominguez, he kind of got roughed up a little bit. He wasn't finding the strike zone. As soon as he's consistent around the zone, he's going to have a great year. Jason Wilson. He's going to do a great job, and as well as Grady Wood. Grady's been a little bit nervous coming out of the chute that game one. Once we get him settled down and retooled a little bit, the kid's going to be a special talent for us.
Well, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about this tournament coming up this weekend. You guys go to Lewiston, Idaho. Want to make sure you guys could cover the whole West Coast is what I'm thinking it is, drive the whole way. You guys get to go up and play some very quality opponents from the Northwest that are not exactly Division II opponents. You guys are going to start off the tournament playing Linfield. Top 3 in the nation last year at Division III. Very good program up there. I hear a coach that has them going pretty well. And then you guys get to play Lewis and Clark State, perennial power in NAIA, putting plenty of people in the big leagues and stuff like that. Talk to me about those two opponents and just why you might want to play them.
Well, you know, the big draw is to go over to LC State and play. Obviously, whenever you can match them up with them on your schedule, it's always a good game. They could compete with probably any D1 school out there. I mean, they got a ton of talent, and they're a quality opponent. And for me, you know, I think they're ranked 4th in the nation right now, so they're a good club. And obviously Linfield, they're just a class act up the road from us. Scott Brochus, former big leaguers, their skipper up there, and they're the same way. I mean, it's just quality games against quality opponents. You know, I would like to have an exclusively D2 schedule, but, you know, kind of where we're located limits that. And to go over there to Lewiston and be able to pick up, you know, obviously Linfield, LC State, and then 2 conference opponents. It's a good tournament. It's good weather. It's going to be a little bit cold, but it'll be dry. But to go over there and just play quality opponents early in the year, and, you know, for us it doesn't get any easier. You know, we've UC San Diego, Dominguez Hills, both nationally ranked, and you jump right into 2 more nationally ranked teams. So our first 10 games are against, you know, some of the best teams in the United States, and that excites us. You know, whenever you can get that kind of opponent on your schedule, we get up for that. So,
and I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I know I've had it circled on my calendar for a little while. The Wolves 2011 home opener. It's just an exciting time getting to see that new turf field and everything else out there. You're going to see the 2011 version of the Wolves. You guys will open up your season at home against Central Washington on March 5th. Tell me, you got to be a little excited because we're getting to play games in Monmouth at the beginning of March compared to the very last weekend.
Yeah, it's very rare, and we are very excited about that. You know, that field, a lot of people have did some special things for our program, and to have the opportunity to open up our league season at home, I tell you, I couldn't be more excited. It should be a packed house, and, you know, barring a monsoon, we'll get those games in. So we're excited about it. The field looks great, and the product that's going to be out on that field is going to look just as well.
Well, fantastic. Jeremiah, thanks for joining us. And just remember, tickets are available still for the Western Oregon baseball games this year. You can order those tickets by calling the number on your screen, 503-838-8449, or you can also purchase them on the day of the game. So Jeremiah, thanks again for joining me, and thank you all for watching this edition of Wolves Weekly.